I am Dr. Jami Saint-Just. I am the doctor that is working here at the clinic in Leogan. We see everyone here, from the oldest person to the youngest person to our youth. We see people with hypertension, H. pylori, malaria, typhoid, skin infections, and many, many different infections. The list goes on. If someone needs lab tests, we send them to the closest possible lab if it's available. Then, if they do return with result, we give them some prescription, but so most of the time they don't return. We see 28 to 30 people per day, and sometimes even more, but that is our normal schedule. The biggest difficulty that we face every day is that we don't have enough supplies or tools. There are many times we want to provide the bigger services, but we are limited. We are limited with the tools and the supplies. At times we look at our patients, they are suffering, they need our help, but we can only work within our limits and what we have available. But what we are facing is lack of supplies. One of the biggest difficulty without a lab here is that we have to send our children far away, but the cost is so high and expensive, and the kids aren't able to complete their lab work and provide us with the results. And many times their care have deteriorated, and without the result of this lab, we cannot provide the services. And many times we send them with the paperwork and the documents that they need, paperwork for the lab work. They will return and tell us they've lost it and everything is so expensive, we couldn't do the work. Now this medical emergency has gotten worse. When there is a delay in the result, many times for these children, as a doctor, you don't want to lose hope. But their situation gets worse. As a result, you can't just give them an empty diagnostic. You need the result. Many, many chances when we take all this time and they don't get their lab result, the child could die. What service that I receive is that I had an unbearable stomach ache. We didn't have a lab here that can provide the services that I need. They provided me with medications for the stomach ache that I had, and I took them, so I believe that they are okay for the services. I had a typhoid and malaria. I saw the doctor, and she sent me to go get a lab work. And I went and did it, and the lab results were positive. Once the results came back, she gave me medications and prescription. I follow her guidance, even though there was still some tracing of the malaria. However, I have received some great services and positive results of the services that I receive. When a child comes here and they are malnourished, it affects them in every category, even their capacity to learn in school. Now, when you think when they are malnourished and they need health emergency reaction, they have a weak immune system. Their body does not respond properly to the medication that they need. It is not effective. It takes much longer for them to heal. It is so much different from someone who is actually in good health. So malnutrition is one of our biggest problems here in Leogan. The way we educate the patients, the kids, on nutrition and health services, every single one of our patients, they get a one-on-one conversation with us. We take We do an intake. We talk about what kind of water they should drink, sanitary action, nutrition, what is healthy, how do you eat. Every single patient gets counseling before they leave. This is the only way we can affect change here in a community in Leogane. What motivates me every day to come here and work every day? Well, there are many reasons. When I come here, I feel like I am at home. I'm relaxed. I'm at peace. The patients respect and love what I do. They show so much gratitude for our service. When a patient lives here, she comes back and said, thank you very much for the medication and the service you provide me. I feel good. I bring others who need help. I talk about the clinic and the services they provide. That is the source of my motivation every day.